close that reading, well, we've all heard this one before, because Jesus at his core is showing respect for all humans. He's not treating tax collectors any different. And if we were to give a title to my reflection, I would say it's showing them respect. But before I dive in, I'm going to share a video, and let's learn about what some of West Parish members, family, and friends are going to do this summer. So I'm going to share.
Hi, my name is Jill. My pronouns are she and her. I'm looking forward to a week of camping in Acadia National Park in August. I hope you all are enjoying your summer.
Sexton. I am a sophomore at UMass Amherst, and my pronouns are she, they. And this summer, I'm looking forward to moving into my new apartment and spending time with my friends.
Hi, I'm Linda. My pronouns are she, her. And this summer, I'm looking forward to spending time with family and friends that I haven't seen for a very long time. I hope you all have a great summer.
Hi, my name is Laura. My pronouns are she, her. This summer, I'm looking forward to spending time with my friends in Amherst, working at Applebee's as a server, and coaching on Orange Theory. I hope you all have a wonderful summer.
I'm Ash. My pronouns are they, them. And this summer, I'm super excited to teach my campers horseback riding. And I hope you all can get outdoors this summer.
My pronouns are she, her. And this summer, I'm looking forward to making memories in places that are really special to me, like my parents' farm here in upstate New York, my in-laws' cabin in the Adirondacks, and exploring some new places and hopefully bringing some of my childhood experiences into my own children's lives with my husband and my two boys. So everybody this summer, enjoy, stay well, be kind, be safe.
My name is AJ Balma. I use they, them pronouns, and right now I am on the beach in the Dominican Republic getting ready to celebrate one of my best friend's wedding.
My pronouns are he, him. This summer, my husband Steve and I will be doing some traveling, visit some family, and also enjoying the great weather here in Massachusetts. Hope you have a great week. Happy summer.
Hi, I'm Deb. My pronouns are she and her. I am looking forward to visiting with my daughter Samantha in France this summer. I hope you have a great adventure ahead of you too. Bye.
My name's Sammy and my pronouns are she, her. I'm enjoying my time in France this summer at a turbulence conference, and I'm looking forward to when my mom joins at the end of the summer and is the designated driver through our tour of the vineyards.
Hey, I'm Jake, he, him.
And I'm Lisa, she, her.
And I'm looking forward to throwing a party at my mom's house when she's out in the country.
So hopefully you all enjoyed that. I'm going to talk about a subject that we're barely going to touch the surface on. I'm going to be speaking out of my own ignorance, so I apologize for probably oversimplifying something ahead of time. That being said, I assume everybody kind of got the gist of it. Everybody was introducing themselves with their pronouns, and a few of them weren't simply he, him, she, her. I'm going to step back. We're going to talk about that. And I'm going to talk about my own journey on learning about the use of they, them by non-binary people. If you've never heard those terms before, I would say somebody who is born male and continue to identify themselves as male, and or somebody who's born female and continues to identify themselves as female is binary. Non-binary person is somebody that isn't that. And again, I apologize for being so simplistic. In terms of my own story on addressing this, back in February, our youngest daughter, Laura, and two friends came to stay with us for the month. Laura's at UMass and was as a sophomore. Wasn't feeling comfortable with some of the behavior around the pandemic. And so really, Laura and Carly and Lewis came as a matter of just kind of feeling safer. So they were with us. We had a nice time, very respectful young adults. Now, near the end of that stay, Laura informed us that Carly would prefer to go by they, them as a non-binary person. So my initial reaction was to refer to somebody as a they, who's an individual, was like fingernails on the blackboard, because I am the king of grammar and it just so offended my ears. Now, I did understand the need to try to find a way of, a better way to say, identify themselves as, not female or not only female or not male or not only male. But I got to say, I really resisted the use of the plural pronoun when talking about, one person. And I thought, why is it so hard to be a white male in America? Didn't know you can put sarcasm in a sermon, did you? Anyway, I would absolutely do my best to use they, them for Carly, but I knew it'd be a struggle. And at that point, I was going to do it begrudgingly. Now, at some point, Laura gave Karen an earful about it, really an education. And it totally changed Karen's perspective. So I said, all right, I got to do better. Laura shared some podcasts that I could listen to, but I'm more of a reader. So I read the book, Non-Binary Lives. And it's not a beginning, start, middle, and end type of book. It's a book of articles, 30 or 40, I don't remember the exact number, all by people that identify as non-binary. These aren't writers, these aren't reporters, they're just people. The editors put a call out asking for submissions, and they took the submissions, and it's just people that identify as non-binary sharing their experience. These articles ranged from taking 4 minutes to read to 17 minutes to read. One of the things I learned was, let me make sure, is that I am a AMAB, cisgender male, or cis male. AMAB means assigned male at birth. So we're either AMAB or AFAB, assigned male or assigned female at birth. And that's strictly based on the physiology of our nether regions and so on. Now, cisgender male means that I continue to identify as a male. These are just some terms to start to become comfortable with. There's tons of terms that around the subject. I'm not going to go into them all, but they're there and they matter. Words matter. Labels matter. Labels can be abused, and there's a whole sermon about that, but labels make us smarter. The mind needs to be able to break things up, put them in categories for us to become smarter and just progress as a race, we need them. So for right now, you get cisgender, cis-male, AMAB, AFAB, and non-binary. But realize there are so many more labels out there, and these help people better identify themselves. Because when we didn't have these labels, a lot of these people, all these authors, because some of them were like 60 years old, so they grew up in the 70s and the 80s, and even the 60s. They didn't have these terms, and so it was just a real struggle, and a lot of them just were like, all I know is I'm just not the male that everybody in society expects me to be. I had 3 takeaways from this book. The first one was embarrassment, and that's embarrassment at myself, because after reading what all these people are doing, they're just trying to understand who they are. They're just trying to fit in, and they're constantly having to dance around everyone else. And I thought, and I'm complaining about saying they. What a jerk. So first off the top was embarrassment. My second takeaway was exhaustion. It wasn't exhausting to read it. No, the book was actually very readable. It's the exhaustion that I saw all the authors suffering through. First, trying to find the right terms that really described how they felt, but more so, the constant need to filter their self-expression because of who they were talking to. Society in general, I mean, in some cases, they had to worry about physical danger, but if not even that, just the emotional trauma that they had to go through, the bullying that so many of them went through as kids. So my second takeaway was just the exhaustion that a lot of these people have to suffer through. And the last one around community. All these authors blessedly did find community, but their community as a small c was just seemed it could only be found in their community as a big C, the community. You could say the LGBTQ community, but unfortunately, it's not even that group. For the non-binary folks, it's even a smaller community. What I felt was sad that the cisgender people couldn't do better, that they can't find more understanding and community in the greater world, in the greater community. And besides reading this book, I talked to Carly. By this point, they'd gone back to school. But after reading the book, I wanted to learn more. So I talked to Carly about their self-identity, as they were the only person I knew who used they, them, that I knew of. There might be others I know that would prefer to use them, but they haven't felt comfortable enough about that to express that to me. Hopefully, if that's the case, they will in the future. And so I did. I talked to Carly, but I really didn't. I talked to Ash, because right now, that's how Ash would be preferred to be known. For Ash, who again was Carly just 3 months ago, it's such a process. She's so, see, I did it right there. They so reflect the people from the book, that this discovery and finding these new words in terms that all of a sudden make sense to them. And it's a movement, but it's such a process of self-discovery and fluidity that Carly didn't feel right to them. Ash feels better, and maybe it'll be Ash going forward. Maybe it'll be another name in the future. Now, Ash did share a few thoughts about this whole non-binary, they, them. Again, we're only touching it a little. And so some of the things they expressed that that's how they introduce themselves, it's okay if you slip up, as long as you are trying. That is the biggest thing. Don't put them in a fishbowl with comments like, oh, you're being so brave. Comments like that just really kind of reinforce you're different. You don't need to be a savior. Possibly try to recognize when binary is rigidly in place and what might be done about it. And educate yourself, as I'm trying to do, and just as you learn more, you can't help but then become more empathetic. Now, where to get help on this? And I'm going to share my screen. Best place to get help, is with the youth. Air quotes. These are quotes from the book. This one, Daniel, who goes by he, him, and in referring to his youngest son, it's not really news for him. He's lost me in the rumble of bodies leaving for school and stands by the gate looking around for me. Your mom's over there, says a friend. Or is that your dad? Oh, it's my mom, but he's non-binary. You coming to the land? Later. I gotta go and get changed. See you there at 4. This is Lucy, they, them, who is an instructor. I don't see as many younger people feeling so much hesitation around claiming these identities as I do. And the people who respond best to my request for non-gendered pronouns are my millennial-aged students of all genders and sexualities. For them, it is a no-brainer, not shocking or confusing. It is 100% an option. They take no time to adapt to gender-neutral pronouns and don't question my presentation. So as a final charge, besides taking some of Ash's suggestions, the first step I offer, I plead, or I ask, is to, on, say, your Zoom identity or on your email signature, include your pronouns. If you look at mine, it says Jim Olson, he, him. One aspect of that is clearly identifying your pronouns. The other aspect, to me, is the same as the way West Parish puts its rainbow flag out there. It lets people know, in this case, if you have your pronouns there, it would let non-binary person know they are safe to talk with you. They are safe to express their preferred pronouns to you, and not, they are safe from having somebody roll their eyes, or even worse. Ash said that often she'll say that her pronouns are they, she, kind of as a way of letting the person off the hook. She shouldn't have to do that. She should be able to just say they, them. If that's what oh my Lord, if that's what they feel comfortable with, they should be able to do that. So let's become God's agents of love and respect, respecting all human beings. And if they want to be called they, let's please call them they and them, as an analogy. Imagine going to a party that where you didn't know anybody, you didn't know the host, and you were like the +1. Your name's Alexander, and you get introduced to the host and say, this is Alexander, and the host goes, oh, that's way too many syllables. You look like a Bob. I like Bob. I'm going to call you Bob. Hey, John, come meet Bob. To me, they're the same thing. So, with that, let's just be respectful to everybody out there. Amen.